Hello, everyone. I wanted to go over um, what I'd like you to do every day in this class, Monday through Thursday, as you get online to see what we're going to be doing for that day. Okay, and as I mentioned in my email before, it's good for you to get in the habit of looking at the agenda every day. It doesn't mean that there will be things that you have to, that'll be due that particular day, but they may mention things on the agenda or things might be mentioned on the agenda that will be due at the end of the week. Usually, what I'm going to have you do is turn in any kind of writing activities or assignments midnight Sunday. So that gives you pretty much the entire week, to work on things. Little smaller type of activities or assignments, homework, responses to readings, like the Anne Lamott reading. I'll probably give you a day, right, to upload that. But what I'd like you to do, every day, and I'm going to show for those of you who still have trouble navigating Canvas. Okay, and our Canvas page is pretty sparse right now, as I mentioned earlier, but I'm going to show you this as if you were sitting at your desktop. This is my desktop, and you were going to access our Canvas page. So uh, you do it, but let's just say Canvas. Okay. All right, so here is my Canvas page. It's going to look a lot different. These are all the courses that I've taught or I'm currently teaching. You're going to click on our Canvas page, and it should look like that with the jacaranda tree picture. And it should take you, our home page should be modules, okay? I'm going to try to put it in what our Canvas page should look like to you. So you're going to see a little bit of behind the curtains stuff here with the way our uh, instructor page looks on Canvas, but this is what your page should look like. Okay. Okay. All right. So every day, for example, day one of this class, first day of class, 526, there's an agenda, week one, right? And you'll see that the modules scroll down, week one, week two, week three, week four, week five. Some weeks I have more things posted than other things because I'm still formulating the materials and the assignments that I want to do for this really lightning quick 6 week session. Okay, so if you click on the agenda here, all right, you'll see right your agenda should look like that. There's a picture of Anne Lamott, sort of the theme for today, right? And if we were in class, I would be writing this on the board. This would be our agenda, the things that we're going to be working through. The first thing is a syllabus review. So you click on the link here, and it should take you to a Word copy of the syllabus. You can read this on your own. Okay, and again, I wanted to remind everyone that Habits of the Creative Mind, which we'll be doing some work out of, is available as an ebook, and it's at the bottom of our modules page. Remind me to scroll. Well, I'll remind myself to scroll down to show you that. Okay, all right. So let's see. Let's go back now. Okay. Oops. Where are we at now? All right. So let's go back to our page. The second thing, watch a short video about using Canvas. That's what this is. It's actually kind of late. It's 9:43 as I'm making this. Sorry about posting it so late, but I did get busy um, with other things that I had to do. And I'm actually a terrible video maker, as you can probably tell. Um, Watching this. Okay, so it's still a work in progress for me. I'm still learning. Okay, but that's what this is. So watch this if you don't know how to use Canvas. If you already taken online classes, you know how to use Canvas, you know how to navigate modules pages and a Canvas page, then you can skip this. Okay, so again, check Canvas page daily, right? Agendas for every day in class will always end with a homework assignment. That's at the bottom of the agenda, right? Sometimes there won't be any homework. Sometimes it'll be like keep drafting your essay or something like that. But the fifth thing is a discussion topic. So if you click on that discussion topic, right, you will see that basically what this is a series of questions that if we were in class we would do as an icebreaker. Okay, and in that I'm asking you what your name is, and really what I want you to tell me is what you prefer to be called, right? So that I can address you as that. What your major is. If you don't have any major, right, just haven't decided, right? You may want to talk. You may want to write what your professional interest is. What do you want to be when you grow up, right? When you eventually transfer and receive your degree, what field you're looking to enter. The third thing on the agenda, third question discussion board. What's the most interesting or best movie that you've seen this year? You can, tell me about that. I don't get out to the movies often, so I'll take your recommendations very seriously. And the fourth one is actually very useful to me, and that is what is the biggest anxiety you have about your writing? And there's a variety of ways you can approach that question. Most students talk about their, their insecurities about their grammar or their punctuation, even their spelling. Some students talk about procrastination. Some students talk about the inability to formulate a thesis statement, repeating themselves, right? But whatever your anxiety is, I'd like to read those so that I can address some of these anxieties, right? Or at least, put you at ease about them, okay? All right, so let's go back to our page. Let's go back to our agenda. So that was relatively easy for first day of class, okay? But, if this was class, we'd end with me going over what the homework assignment is. And the homework assignment is to read Anne Lamott's Shitty First Drafts. I think most of you have, a lot of you have already. It's a very short reading, and it's really about the sort of psychological approach that we have towards writing. This idea that everything that we write has to come out perfect the very first time that we start a draft. And if you read Anne Lamott's essay, you'll see that this is not the case at all, especially for professional writers like herself. And what she does is she tells us an anecdote about when she used to write food reviews for a magazine. And of course, people who write restaurant reviews are always writing under deadline, and it's pretty nerve-wracking when you have to write, a certain amount of text in a certain amount of time. And she talks about how, she had to sort of adopt this, what I would call a sort of Jedi mind trick, right? To tell herself over and over, right, that the first draft is always going to be pretty bad, or as she says, shitty, and that's that's the necessary part of the process, right? That the first time you write something, especially when you're writing about something that um, you don't have a lot of knowledge about, right? It's going to be rough. Okay, that's why we call them rough drafts, and you just sort of have to allow yourself that. If you were to scroll down from this reading, which I'm unable to now for some reason, oh, there it is, you'll see that I wanted you to answer question 1 and 2, right? Okay. Number 2, I wanted to go over that a little bit. In paragraph 7, Lamont refers to a time when, though through experience, she eventually, quote, let herself trust the process, sort of, more or less. And they ask you this question about why did she say more or less? Okay. So if you were having, trouble understanding that, I think what they're asking you there is that she pretty much trusts this process of listen, accept the fact that your first draft is going to be pretty bad, but as you keep revising, your writing is going to get better and better. Okay, and that's true. And of course, in this class, yeah, I mean, you'll be revising your essay. You won't just be writing an essay the very first time and that's it. You'll be writing an essay and hopefully receiving some type of feedback and then revising it and revising it. Okay. And even though she says that she trusts this process, she says she has this slight little qualification, there's more or less, which implies that, well, in some cases, she doesn't always follow her own best advice. Okay? All right, let's go back to agenda. And, once you've read that, Anne Lamott's essay, and you're ready to respond to questions 1 or 2, I'd like you to open a Word document. don't write the question, just write the response. I probably should have said that. I'm saying it now. And once you've written that in a Word document and you've saved it, then you can upload it here. It says submit assignment, and I can see that some of you have already done this. Okay, and that's it. That's it. Let's go back to our agenda, right? And that's what I want you to do every day when you're in this class, right? Is to check the agenda. The agenda is going to be sort of pretty much, you know, the king in this class, right? If you want to know what's going on, try to avoid peeking at all some of these other things, getting a preview, because a lot of these things that I put up are, um, from a previous class. I haven't changed due dates. I'm not sure if we're going to do all these readings, so just try to always stick to the agenda. Tomorrow I'll put up another agenda. Um, and with perhaps another homework assignment, okay? And pretty soon I'll be putting up the first essay. Okay, here's the first essay, but I actually don't have a link to what is going to be required of you to do. Okay, all right, that's it.